All right, welcome back to Forgotten Legends of Sound. We are us, and it is our album again, my album to pick again.
What's up, Brandon?
Brandon. Today we were going to do Power of Dreams, To Hell with Common Sense. We're actually going to do Circus Maximus, Isolate. I wanted to do another prog metal album, and I got into these guys.
Serious now.
Yeah, we're real serious.
No.
I got into these guys probably around 2006 or so. It was after the first chapter came out, but Isolate had not come out yet. And I remember just being like, "Oh, dude, these guys are sick," you know. You gonna add something?
Yeah, I remember when you saw this album at Sound Exchange, it was like in the jazz section.
Right.
So it was kind of like,
true.
don't know why that's there, but at least they had it. Because you were looking for it and you couldn't find it in all the regular sections and stuff, and then you found it in the jazz section.
That's true.
I thought that was pretty funny.
That is kind of funny. So, you know, you've got all this jazz stuff and everything, and then Circus Maximus is there, and it's like, okay. But yeah, this is kind of like your normal prog metal, you know, Dream Theater-esque type stuff, you know. But this album's really good. The lyrics are a lot more, I'd say, like, personable and whatnot. And Circus Maximus does a really good job of just being a very personable prog band, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to do this album today and whatnot, and I'm curious what you guys think of it and whatnot.
Yeah. How come you picked this one? Like, what was kind of...
I think this is my favorite album from these guys. I do think that they're underrated, but the last album they came out with was like 6 years ago. You know what I mean? So they don't, release a ton of stuff. But, I think that they're pretty underrated. And I just want to highlight why this band is so good. You know what I mean? Just kind of share it out there. So
yeah, I feel like the whole, like, anytime someone says something's a Dream Theater clone, I feel like it gets this bad, like, taste or bad sort of, oh, well, that's going to be, like, really boring stuff. And it's kind of like, just because something has, like, similar traits as Dream Theater doesn't mean, like, they can't put a new spin on it or can't be, really good songwriting. Their own thing, yeah. So I feel like Circus Maximus, like, feels like their own thing. And this is a band, me and Chad were listening to them yesterday. This is a band that I absolutely love too. So I'm glad Kevin's picking this album. This album and the next two albums to me are like masterpiece albums, you know? The guitarist...
And the first chapter.
Yeah, the first chapter is amazing, but I just don't like it as much as those three. The guitarist for this band, like me and Chad were talking yesterday, like, oh, what's my favorite guitarist for like all these different metal genres or whatever? And for prog metal, I think this guitarist is probably my favorite.
He's pretty up there.
He's up there because because I feel like he can shred, but he also has such emotive playing, like emotive, like it brings out some emotion in like the leads and stuff. And there's some folks like the Riverside guy, he'll be an emotional player, and it's like usually it's slow and like, yeah, let that string sing.
Feely.
Yeah, very feely and stuff. And it's awesome. I love that guitarist too, But this guy, he takes that, but he also does a shred so that you don't have way too much shredding, but you also don't have way too much slow, feely leads too. He combines those two perfectly together. And the solos on this album, Nine and Havoc, are just so freaking good. I love them. And I love this band. I think they are very, like, the lyrics, like, resonate a lot to me, Right. And prog metal in general is not a genre where the lyrics usually resonate to me, Like, it's usually kind of a more brainy sort of genre as a whole. And it's just kind of like, for a band to be as emotional, like, bring me some of those kinds of emotions, like, say, as, like, a band like Anathema or something.
Right.
Like, I love Circus Maximus a lot, and I think they're really underrated, and Michael Erickson is such a freaking awesome vocalist. I love him, so sorry.
What's kind of your thoughts on the band, and then we can jump into it and whatnot.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a Dream Theater clone.
Yeah.
No, dude, like this. I don't know, dude. Like, this isn't a band I'm super familiar with, and like prog metal in general isn't like the metal genre I'm super familiar with. So.
Yeah.
But it's stuff that's grown on me more and more. Like, the more you guys share with me, the more you guys show me, I'm just like, oh, dude, this is sick. Like, even with Leprous, dude, like, I freaking love Leprous now. So
yeah. And it took a little bit.
It did take a little bit. And even, like, Dream Theater. Like, I like Dream Theater, but I haven't jumped deep into them. I enjoyed listening to this last night. So let's just, let's get to it and see what happens.
So everyone like watching and whatnot, if you don't have the album, like definitely buy the album and whatnot. I'm gonna read little excerpts from the booklet and whatnot. They're not a part of the lyrics, but they add to sort of like the message of the album. And the message has a real dark. It's probably their darkest album out of their 4 albums, you know. And so I'm gonna read off little bits and then just kind of lead into the song. So we are doing the Japanese 2 bonus tracks and whatnot, but track 1 is A Darkened Mind, and in the booklet they say, the deeper you venture, the darker it becomes. Darkened Mind. Heck yeah.
That's how you do it.
Dude, I had that as a line in my own head from like another time. I was like, the deeper you go, the darker it gets. And these guys already did it.
Yeah.
Whatever, man.
Get got.
Ooh, get
Yeah,
it.
they got me.
All right. Here's the first track, A Darkened Mind.
Darkened Mind.
Yeah, we did this one last night. I gotta turn it up. I gotta turn it up just a tiny bit. I know you can't really hear us talk, but
Yeah, we know this album pretty well. Yeah, buddy. What can I say? I'm giving it a 10. I do think that's a masterpiece song. Great starter, gets you in the mood, gets you, going and whatnot. Fantastic drumming, everyone does a great job in this song. Vocals are good and whatnot. I like the lyrics. I like the whole, like, dealing with your own destructive thoughts and whatnot, I take you in, no compromise and whatnot. It's kind of one of those things where it's like the more you dig into it, it's like, I feel like the high voice sometimes, like, people can think like it's not heavy and stuff, but it's like, if you dig deep into the message and everything going on and everything, you can get more out of it. And so I think it's pretty good. I'll give it a 10.
Let's see.
It's kind of a lot, huh?
Yeah.
So compared to Dream Theater, I guess.
I'm gonna go with a 9, dude. That was a really enjoyable song, and like even the beginning part with the end part, that riff is just so recognizable. Even though they're doing all this other stuff, there's a lot of cool drum parts, but I can't like tell you what the freak I heard or like redo it. But I don't know, like I do dig the voice, but I think like we were kind of talking last night where we said like Boston, Journey, Kansas, Styx, like they all have that high voice with the rock, and that always sounds so like just like right to me. And then when I hear that kind of voice like with metal playing, it's almost like something to kind of like get used to, I guess. And like I don't know why it's any different. Like when I hear it with rock, I'm like, yeah, that's perfect. But then when I hear it with metal, I'm just kind of like, it's not bad. It's just something I'm not used to, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm giving that a 9, dude. That was an awesome song. And with the lyrics, like, I already know I'm probably gonna enjoy a lot of the lyrics in this, just because I like those kind of topics, and I feel like metal's a good way to kind of express those kind of topics.
Yeah, I think usually for people, some of the gateway bands to high singing in metal is usually like Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, and like Queensryche or something. Like those are the ones that usually people kind of like, or Dream Theater could be kind of a gateway band for high vocals and stuff too, And if folks haven't like listened to a ton of like high voice stuff in metal, it might, or if they're just so like used to a certain style or expectation or something, maybe that will kind of affect it.
And I'm trying to get rid of that. And I think I am slowly, but I think it's just going to take some time, that's all.
Yeah.
Because I do enjoy the vocals, I do enjoy the music. I think it's just something I need to listen to more. But anyways.
Yeah. I give it a 10. No mystery there.
I'm not apologizing for nothing. It's a 10.
I give it a 10. We're giving it a 10. Brothers, we're giving it a 10. Nothing more to say. It's just a freaking awesome song.
All right. So the next song, Abyss. Which state of mind do you enter when you can't fall anymore?
Oh, snap. So this is what rock bottom feels like.
I know.
Wasn't that bad. All right, you guys ready for Abyss?
Yeah.
All right, here's track 2, Abyss.
deeper and deeper into the abyss. And the voice looks like someone I know, feel harder to breathe. And I think it left me the only way we'll fall to me again is they the ones we love.
Sounds like a Hammond organ or something.
So foreign to me.
At least you know that they are keyboards.
Yeah.
I mean, so many folks are just like, oh, that sounds It's Chad's turn to begin with that one.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm gonna go. I feel. Jeez. All right.
I already. Yeah. Go ahead, Chad.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I interrupted you while I was sitting here.
All right. I think I'm gonna go with an 8 on that one.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I guess it's good. It definitely has awesome moments, but some of the keyboard stuff, like, I really like the atmospheric parts, but then when it just got like that one part where I kind of talked, I don't know, it threw
when
me
he was
off
like
a bit.
soloing and stuff.
Yeah, that threw me off a bit. Yeah, it's not bad, and it is really good, but I just let's go with an 8. 8 on that one for me.
Okay.
I don't have much more to say, but
yeah,
take it away, guys.
I like track 1 more than Abyss, but I still really like Abyss a lot. It's a faster track, and it has a lot of really good like vocal moments. And I like when Circus Maximus, in a lot of their songs, they'll have little sections where it's like an acoustic section or whatever, going from a heavy part to an acoustic part in the same song without being a ballad or anything, you know? And I like that. I think that's pretty cool. They change it up quite a bit. it's probably the lowest 10 I'll give on the album compared to some of the other songs that I'd give a 10, because there's like, I think 2 or 3 more tracks that I'd probably give 10s to, you know? But I still really like that song a lot. I think it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 10. I do think that's a masterpiece song. I love the drumming in it and whatnot. I like it rhythmically, you know, it's a great song. I like during the bridge, you know, my eyes are finally open again. And the drummer's doing this. And then when they do the soloing and stuff, then the keyboards come in, then the drummer returns to that bridge drumming. Dot, 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 while you know, while he's, you know, soloing and stuff. And I'm just, and that's why I'm like, okay, it bothers me when people just solo just to solo for soloing's sake, you know? Yeah. But when you add elements of your solo that like highlight the chorus or highlight some other pattern,
or like a little part will do like a tiny bit of a melody in the chorus, or like that we've already heard, but then they change it up enough. Like exactly. I like that stuff. It's cool.
Exactly. And same thing with the, like, drums have such an important role in solo sections. Nobody listens, no one cares, but to me, when I hear the drummer putting something together and he's introducing everyone into the next sequence and stuff, I'm like, yeah, the patterns and thing, I'm like, yeah, that's a drummer that's paying attention and cares about what he's playing during the transitional sections and whatnot. And I'm just like, they got it, you know. Yeah. And I like the chorus. It's very sad because it's like, you know, when the lyrics are like, you know, I stand on the edge of the abyss and I am waiting to fall. There is no way out in life. When I look back, there was no one there for me. And when I was getting into this album in 2007, it was relatable. You know what I mean? I remember Circus Maximus on their website, like around 2007, 2008, they had like a poll, you know, back when you'd go to the band's website and everything, and they'd have like different polls and ask questions for the fans and stuff. And the question was something along the lines of like, which song relates more to you? What's your own isolation and whatnot? And people would vote on what they would like. And it was kind of like I think it was like a harmless question, but when they got so much feedback, the band got so much feedback from people being like, you know, my life's been hard, it's been whatever, and this really relates to me and stuff. And it was kind of a little bit of a downer moment where they were like kind of sad that there were so many people in the world who were miserable and sad and whatever, and
just prog and people.
And for me, I did vote for The Abyss. I felt like that one related to me a lot and whatnot, and so. And then
do you remember what were the highest ones? Was Abyss pretty up there?
Yeah, 1, 2, and no one picked 5 really. Because 5 is a little
five
optimistic.
is like, 5 is like my favorite freaking song. But
I think like if I remember right, 1, 2, and 3 were the highest voted ones.
Yeah.
And so it's just this album's really relatable.
Yeah,
you know?
I do like when like bands that are more underground, they can communicate a lot more with their fans and stuff, which is cool. Because I remember back when Havoc came out, when I used to have a Facebook, I haven't had it forever, you know. But back when I did, I remember like, yeah, man, Flames and you know, The Weight like really mean a lot to me, and you know, I was just like sent a message to them on like Facebook, and then they were like responded and they were like, oh, we're glad it, you know. Like I thought that was pretty cool.
And I like this darker kind of Circus Maximus, and I like their hopeful lighter stuff later as well, you know. But like I said, this is their darkest album.
Yeah, I think I definitely like both. But I think the hopeful whatever stuff resonates more for me, because it's just like, to me, hope
You're
is
a happy
something
person.
No, I think it's because I really want to be a happy person, and hopeful stuff, like, it's funny because like happy music I fudge and hate, you know. But if it's happy and I feel like it is sincere, or like there's like substance to it, then I feel like it's really powerful stuff, you know, and it just really hits me in certain ways. And I feel like Circus Maximus, along with Anathema, like both of those are bands where they've made positive songs, but they didn't sacrifice like their musicianship, they didn't sacrifice melody, they didn't sacrifice their conviction, and their lyrics are still resonating just like their despair days that I also really love, you know, so it's just kind of, you know, one of those things.
I guess another line I love in this song, and they use it in track 8 as well, but when he says like, all that I loved alone, dude, like when I was in high school and stuff, like being into these kind of bands, underground bands and stuff, I couldn't relate to anybody else when people wanted to talk about this and that and whatever. Yeah, it means a lot to me, where it's like, all that I loved alone. It was like, yeah, what can I say? We were those like lonely kids in high school, you know. It's just the way it went down. But I mean, I like who I am, but it just doesn't resonate with the rest of culture and stuff, you know. It just is what it is. So
yeah.
Should we
what it is?
press on?
Sure. You want to read Wither?
Yeah. So Wither. Just as soon as the lost was regained, it quickly disappeared again.
Ooh. Here is
Some pretty dark stuff.
All right, here is track 3, Wither.
I
just love his voice.
I don't know.
He's very expressive.
I sit alone and watch it gather. Forgotten memories, I rise to make my turn. I stand alone and watch the moonlight. Last night the world was cold as ice. Gaze at the clock, it's feeling midnight. Wait for sunrise. That's when I belong. When love fades away, hardest part is the end over, and there's nothing you can do. Now as the night slowly fades, I cannot reveal my pain because of greed. My wrist will bleed for one last struggle. Hey, please forgive me for what I've done. Now the end is upon me. You can never feel as hard as I
This bridge part is so beautiful.
when love faded away. Hardest part was the end left alone. Was there something you when you look into my eyes? You see it. I get this feeling I can't break through. You could have passed me, break my heart, but I had nothing to lose. I assumed that you
This first chapter, this section is this first chapter.
and you know that there should be someone that you
It kind of reminded me a little bit of Havoc in a way too. It's that,
Wait, the band Havoc?
no, the album. Sorry, we're still talking about Circus Maximus. The drums are all like picking it up now. That's funny because it's like 7/4, but you still can headwind into it normally, you know.
Yeah.
Woo!
All All right, bro. You're
My
next.
turn, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, I give that song a 10. That's one that I remember back in like high school and stuff forever ago. Like I remember I liked that song, but it was always a step down. And now as time's gone on, I feel like that song is just as good as like some of the best tracks. I love that bridge part. There's a part when he says, "When love fades away, the hardest part is being all alone, and there's nothing you could do." I love how he's just like, "The hardest part is being left alone," and the way he says "hardest part is," there's like I don't know. It seems like it's very expression-y, you know. Like he's just like, "When love fades away, the hardest part is," like those notes are freaking like I don't know, just very emotion filled, you know, like for me, you know, and I just love it. And I like the whole like talking part, like during the riff, like the guitar dude's like kind of just like ding, 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 while he's like, "I rise and take my turn, I stand alone and watch," you know, it's just like that's how you do it, man.
Yeah,
That's how you
dude.
do it. It's such a great way to like build the song, like as it's going, it's just building, you know, because it begins so soft. It's like, "It's late at night, I watch the stars shine, I plead forgiveness, I sit alone and watch the candle burn, forgotten memories," you know, and "I rise and take my turn," and then he goes higher in his voice, you know, "I stand alone and watch the moonlight," you know, and like the guitars are in now, and it's just, I think this song is freaking awesome, and a great solo, like all of this Mads Hagen dudes. I don't know how to pronounce these people's names, so hopefully that's okay. But Mads vocals, guitar solos are always so good. Like no matter what, like track 5 and track 9 have 2 of my favorite solos on this album, so I can't wait to get to those and then go off on how good they are.
You know, Ian, if I'm the choir, you're preaching to the choir. I agree with you. You know, I'm going to give it a 10 as well. And this is one that I didn't like care for as much when I was younger and stuff, but it's really grown on to me, and the way it ebbs and flows and builds and gets quiet again, and "That's where I go on," and then we're kind of subdued again. Man, it pulses back and forth between like passion and anger versus like almost like sedentary kind of mindset of just giving up and stuff. Like it's a fantastic
that freaking
song.
defeat, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Standing alone, staring at the moonlight, like all that fudging.
Yeah, dude, it's
like
freaking awesome.
Slit my wrist, struggling with pain one last time. It's just like fudging, hey, dude.
Yeah, it's.
And it was just awesome. I love it when he goes lower, because then those higher notes just like, it feels like it's more of an impact.
Yeah.
Like that. I was just, that song. Sorry, is it my turn yet?
Oh yeah,
right.
definitely.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Kevin took a bite of muffin. It was your turn. I'm going.
No, that was a 10 for me, dude. Like, yeah, that was that resonated a lot, just lyrically and musically, and I don't know. I need to listen to these guys more and just kind of get a little more used to the higher vocals, but I really do love it when he goes lower and then gets higher, because it feels like it's more of an impact to me. But
I agree. Yeah.
And yeah, dude, there was some lyrics in there I was just like, oh shit. Like, I like that song. That was a pretty awesome song.
Yeah.
I don't have much more to do, but yeah.
Yeah.
So "Sing No More" does not have a thing, so it's just instrumental. So let's just move on. And I got my muffin for the instrumental.
All right, here is track 4, "Say No More."
But you kind of see why I love this album.
Woo! It threw us off there. scary to me.
Dancing Eternity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Kevin be scarfed on this one.
Oh yeah. Okay. Instrumentals are a weird thing to kind of gauge because. Why don't you guys go? Well, I'm gonna get an 8.5, but I'll add a little more. I gotta. Don't want to eat with my mouth full.
Okay, well, I'm gonna gonna give it.
I'm ready. Okay. I give it an 8.5. Instrumentals are kind of weird because instrumentals are like. I like instrumentals when they're like super melodic with feeling and everything.
Yeah.
But prog has a ton of instrumentals where it's like, okay, let's see how much we can bust out. You know, it's very virtuosic and everything. And I feel like people don't like these except for like musicians, because musicians are the ones who are like, oh yeah, I see what they did there. Yeah, exactly. You know, so I feel like I can understand if people don't care for this one. It's not my favorite on the album, but I like it in the context of the album and whatnot. And so, it does have some like feeling parts and everything, you know, but it's mostly just busting out and whatnot. So
Yeah.
anyways,
Very rhythmic and stuff. Riffy. What do you give, Chad?
I'm probably gonna go with a 7 on that one. Like, yeah, like it definitely is above average, and I did like hearing it, but yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't have much to say about it. Just yeah.
by the way, they did have that 5/8, 6/8 section there. For those of you
For all the prog.
were like wondering.
Actually,
the count people.
Kevin, should I leave it at a 7 for you, or should I go to 6.5?
But trust in your heart, I won't take offense.
All right,
I'm giving it a 6.5.
yeah, 6.5, dude. Like it's better than average, but it just it was.
You can tell who's like the musician guy. Ian plays.
I'm giving it a 6.5. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of. I like plenty of prog music, but I just really don't like the kind of like constant soloing and rhythmic stuff and whatnot, and let's try to do a bunch of crazy time signatures and whatnot. Like, I could appreciate it if like I feel like it has like some kind of melodic purpose or something, because like a lot of time, like Riverside is a good example of that. You know, they'll have a guitar lead that the melody fits the time that they're doing it in. But a lot of times in a lot of prog music, if they're switching up the time signatures too often, it feels much more chaotic and whatnot.
Does it seem just like a dick swinging moment? Like, here it is, man. Or like, is that? I guess.
I mean, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it feels like that. It feels like I feel like a lot of prog people like playing that stuff because it's like it's meant to push you, like, you know, instrumentally and stuff, and it's like fun. I think for them probably playing, it's just not as much fun for me to hear.
Okay.
Yeah, I can totally understand that. You know, tell me, Ian, what do you think of the Dance of Eternity?
I think that song's pretty awesome. There's a few parts I don't care for. But...
does that old timey crab? That's like the
yeah,
one part.
Yeah, I love that part. That part's awesome. But I mean, even that song, I feel like there's little sections and parts of it that I'm kind of just like, okay, whatever, you know.
I know. I was just setting you up because all the
setting me up for success. Are you ready for Arrival of Love?
Yeah. So Arrival of Love.
Read the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Muffin.
Muffin Man.
All right.
Muffin Man.
If everything seems gone, will love regain the loss?
Yeah.
Let's find out. And
Is
that
that
muff-
love strong
is that-
enough? Is it?
Is that Muffin pretty good though?
Yeah, it's pretty good, man. And it makes the channel much better. When there's a muffin
Well,
involved.
you really can't argue with that. I mean,
Sponsored by Muffin.
Muffins.
Sponsor us, Muffins.
here is, here's Rival Love. This is probably my favorite song on the album. I love this song. Even though it sounds like Asia for a second, you know?
Morning pain, I can see your light there, your body next to mine. God, you're so fine. All my life I've been searching for someone. I thought it all was lost, and suddenly I met you. I can't lose it all. Feels like all you're gone, all in you can't win them all. She's the one who
I love that just high voice scream there. Awesome. So cool.
Finally the time has come to give each other love and to stay alive together is our destiny. No more sorrow, no more pain, and your presence keeps me sane. It's now hold you tight till the end. Can't lose your feels like all you're gone, all in can't win all tonight. You feel let it go. Now when it's time for you in the darkness we all shine. I'm the only one. Feel my heat when the silence surrounds you.
Great solo. That's a great solo. Dude, it was almost like we were actually playing the instruments.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I think Chad, this is your beginning.
All right, dude. Definitely some heavy classic rock vibes. Both some crazy double bass.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, guys. I guess I can't feel the love. I did like it, but I guess it was nothing that like blew me away. Just kind of a 7 for me.
Yeah.
Pretty good, but
Woo. Just like Say No More, huh?
yes. I don't know, dude.
Don't worry, Chad. We'll convince you in
All right,
time.
yeah, let's
Give
see.
us a few
Let's
years.
see. All right, guys. All right. What do you got? Since I didn't, that was barely anything. What do you guys got?
Oh, I give it a 10. I love that song. It definitely is the most AOR sounding song on the album, you know? Just the keyboards and everything about it. But yeah, I like the idea of like, you never thought that you could have something good in life. I love that idea, you know? And that's really what that song is about. Like, never thinking that I could actually fall in love with someone or I could have somebody or something, you know? And I like that line where he's like, you know, I thought that all was lost and suddenly I met you, you know? It's like, you know, I like that sentiment, you know? Because
Even though it's a fudging lie. No, you're right. I think I was being a little harsh on the lyrics. Keep going. Yeah.
so it's definitely the most optimistic song on the album.
Right.
But I'm not somebody that hates optimism. You know, I like. No, I'm just saying in general. There's a lot of people that they'll like sneer or like, you know, when anything is like positive or optimistic or whatever, and I'm like, dude, like.
Chill out.
Why? Like, I mean, I love me some pessimistic, brutal stuff too, but I also love stuff that's like uplifting or whatever. Also, you know, I like
duality.
I like all the emotions, you know. But anyways, I think that song's really awesome. The musicianship is awesome. The guitar solo is great. You know, it's just a cool song.
Great song. I give it a 10. You know, what can I say? Fantastic. You know, this is a great prog metal album. It really is. And lyrics are great. You know, definitely more positive and whatnot. You know, I love just sometimes as a vocalist and stuff, the way you say it matters so much. And when he says like the fear of letting go, when he says go, it's like you feel it and you're like, oh, dude, yeah. Like I said, man, I feel like people are missing. Sometimes you can judge something too quickly and everything and be like, oh, it's just, you know, whatever. But like when as a listener, I feel the struggle and the sort of like, man, this guy's like had a rough life or whatever, and finally you meet that person and everything, but you still have that doubt of losing it all and everything. And it's such a fantastic song. It's not just naive bullcrap or whatever. It's like it feels so good to finally feel some love for once, kind of thing, you know. But I'm afraid of like losing it again because I'm used to not having it. Fantastic song.
Yeah.
I got nothing else to add.
And another thing too is like
you guys had some good points.
Another thing too is like you're going at it from a perspective of this is the first time, you know. Me and Kevin are going at it with
Had
like
years with this.
like 15, 20, whatever years of listening to this crap and like building memories with it, having this emotional connection to the music that you could only build through repeated listens and through time. Yeah. So, you know, that's just the way it is.
And that's the thing, like we've got an emotional connection, and so we
not to each other, just the song.
we don't no, so it does make a difference. So the next song is called Zero, and this
Man,
is
can you imagine if we like hated each other, but we both loved the exact same music all the time? It would just be like that, and that wouldn't work.
I'd be like, oh, you don't like it as much as me. We'd be like dogging each other. No.
Yeah, we would.
This next song is fantastic. It's the ballad on the album, and what it says in the booklet is, "Does she know that I'm there?"
You want to explain maybe the song?
Okay, I'll explain it. This song to me, when he says, "Does she know I'm there?" This song to me is about a ghost, Zero, and trying to connect with
a loved one
and whatnot. Yeah, and so I guess you got a little bit of a Sixth Sense thing going on and everything. But fantastic ballad. My wife really likes this song.
Yeah.
So Jenny,
track 6, Bruce Willis.
This one's for you, Brucey boy.
This is for Bruce. All right, here is Zero. I like this one too. This song's awesome. And I know you're gonna give it a pretty good score because you like it.
I know you did it last time.
Yep. No, it is fun just sharing stuff with you, and yeah, like.
Passed on today. She remembered all the times they had. It will never come back again.
It's a little ghosty vibe.
Ian was like,
like spooky.
I can't wait for tomorrow.
His voice, man. His voice is so good.
Can't regret it. Today he's trapped.
Now I see the light before me. It just brings me
This line. This is where the best
even if the shadows remain.
Woo! I love that, man. It's so cool.
That you will never leave yesterday. There's something you want to say.
10. What are we gonna do?
Show you I'll be around forever. I'll try to make you remember me. I'll try to open your mind.
Dude, Erickson killed it on that song.
Hell yeah.
He killed it.
Hell yeah.
Yo, Michael, you killing it.
Killing it, man.
You killing it. Woo!
Hell yeah.
I think, is it whose turn is it? It's mine?
Yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, cool. So, what do you give a song 0? You give it a 10. I love that song. Michael Erickson's vocals are freaking amazing on it. I love how that whole little bit where he's just like, even when the shadows remain, like in his low voice, and then later on, even when the stars remain, you know, it's just like so much power into it, and it's just like, it's very expressive, and I love when freaking vocalists are like, you could feel like kind of the emotion behind it, or they're like, they really adopt
believe
their
it.
character, they have conviction. Yeah, they're just awesome. And I was checking in the booklet, I was curious as to who wrote what, but it just says all music and lyrics written by Circus Maximus. So I assume it's a group effort.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the keyboard guy and the bassist guy, you know, you guys did a really good job too, you know. Even though I freaking love the vocals and guitars the most, you know, everybody, I feel like it's a band where everybody does awesome in it, you know. And the piano was freaking sick, so 10.
Yeah, I give it a 10 as well. That's a fantastic song. Lyrics are fantastic. Everything about the song is magnificent. The thing is like, live in a day and age where if you want to get into it, you'll get into it. You know, you see what you want to see. And I like how this song is really just sort of like, I try to open your mind. I try to, you know, kind of like let you know and stuff, but there's that distance. I think it's kind of like that grave distance, you know, and everything. And it's like the struggle's real, you know? And so I think it's fantastic, you know, just, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have much more to add. It's great though.
10. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, just
Woo,
the
we got
Hell
our first.
yeah,
we
Chad.
got, oh wait, no, that's our second
No,
10. We
Chad,
got two
we
10s
were
for
just-
Chad.
yeah, Chad.
Yeah.
We got two
Yeah,
10s for Chad.
Woo, yeah.
Dude, just the whole like just I mean I don't know what else to add, but just so expressive, so much feeling in it, in the lyrics and the even like the spooky bits. Like I love that crap thrown in there. The piano bit was freaking awesome. Just that's awesome song.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I'm a sucker for ballads. So.
All right, next we've got Mouth of Madness. And this one says, the mind of mankind can lead you into divine and great worlds. So divine and great that you question reality.
Ooh.
Is this real?
Here it is, track 7, Mouth of Madness.
This is the epic on the album, so.
Yeah. So get comfortable. You know.
Nobody sees me, but in his mind, in his thoughts, he's sure that this is not how he's meant to be.
What, 7/4 time? Yeah.
Totally, this reminds me of that Megadeth song from Dystopia. Poisonous, in the Poisonous Shadows. I don't remember.
He wanders the streets with a near empty bottle, wine in his hand. He escaped from
He just sang that just now.
Okay.
the last red sip keeps him warm.
Oh, that was a little insert at the top, right?
I am on my own way, no direction home. A complete unknown. That very night, he had an eerie dream that would tell that things is not what it seems.
Journey begins. It's like ultimate sacrifice. Yourself. This is from,
remember that movie Event Horizon?
yeah,
They received this message and whatnot, and they thought
Bring Me From Hell.
yeah, exactly. And they thought it was like saving me, but really it was like it was really like the translation was wrong, so they were like saving themselves. So that's what, and then they go, and then Event Horizon they open the portal to hell. So
Yeah, of course, man.
So it's like save yourself from hell or something.
And are there ever seen the movie Mountain Madness?
Yeah, I don't know. Because this could be just a regular life thing that some people are doing. So I don't know. They're probably fans. This part reminds me of like Evergrande and CDX or
it's got that Mellotron vibe.
yeah. This is probably my favorite part of the song.
This sounds like Opeth.
Yeah, it does sound Opethy. He could say they're from the glossy
Into nation without a moment's hesitation. The shattering soul was only one. Left the fight only soul was like you.
Done doing it.
One last dance or two, and nothing cold and wild. Shed the blood of an innocent child. For
They just had to add this stuff.
Let's open some eyes.
First chapter stuff.
Yeah, a little first chapter.
Watch him geek.
Drama chicken.
The scientists say he's neither man nor animal.
So this song, I'll give it an 8.5. It's not my favorite sort of like epic Circus Maximus song, you know. I like it. I enjoy it as it's going around. I do feel like it meanders around a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just, there's parts that I really like, but as a whole, I feel like it could have been better, you know.
Yeah.
And so, not much really to say, to be honest, with this one though. But yeah, I'll give it 8.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little long. I was expecting a little more of it if they're gonna make it that long. But
Yeah.
I did like it, so I'm going with an I'm gonna go with an 8 on that one. I did kind of like the slower pace, but I was expecting them to pick it up a little bit, but they didn't at all. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, like I mean, hopefully that's coherent, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, 8.
Yeah, I give it an 8. Same reasons that Chad and Kevin said, you know. It's a little too long. It just doesn't have as much to it, you know. But it's still a great song. It's just, it's one I never go to, but in the context of the album, it's always like a great listen, you know.
Yeah.
So, you guys ready for track 8 from Childhood's Hour?
Yeah. So this
We like barely had anything to say about the epic.
yeah, no, I know people really like epic songs and stuff, and I like some epic songs too, but not every epic song is gonna hit hard for
Yeah.
me. This one just doesn't hit hard for me. You
Yeah.
know, it just doesn't.
Yeah,
So.
there's so many epics that I'm just like, oh gosh, oh my gosh, I don't care, you know.
Yeah.
But there's a few that I'm just like, okay, you have me engaged throughout. The longer you go, the harder you keep me like engaged, you know.
Yeah. So this one says the beginning of life most often leads to who you become.
It's very Freudian. Oh, what agency is he with? All right, here it is from Childhood's Hour. I like the way this sounds.
It's like this is like an Apple guitar, but it's like left way.
very Joe Satriani-ish, you know? Stevie vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All of that.
Low pedal. We'll try to go fast.
Yeah, it's Chad's turn.
Okay. Excuse me.
Excuse me.
I did like that song. I'm gonna go ahead and give that one a. Let's do an 8.5 on that one. And I definitely need to listen to this more because there are a lot of moments where I'm like, oh, dude, that's freaking sick. And then all of a sudden something else will come up and then that's just like so fleeting. And
Yeah.
so it's just, it's kind of hard to put into words like, but I mean, just like kind of basic. I did enjoy his voice. I thought there was a lot of cool parts. I did like a lot of the guitar work, but as far as being specific, I just can't kind of get there yet. So
Yeah, that's fine.
8.5 for me.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 9. I really like it. I think the vocals are cool. Yeah, just the melodies and stuff are pretty good. It's not up there with some of the others, but I still think it's a fantastic song.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 9 as well. It's I do like it more than track 7, and I like the lyrics a lot. I felt like the lyrics really shine in this one, but musically, it's good. It just doesn't blow me away. But I still really enjoy the song, and I think the lyrics really up it for me. Like I think
Still an awesome song.
if I'm not paying attention to the lyrics, it'd be more of an 8.5. But the lyrics,
Elevates
just
it.
yeah, exactly.
Next track, should we read the thing?
Yeah, so this is the last little excerpt, and this is the last track on like the normal album, but we've got 2 bonus tracks. So, Ultimate Sacrifice, it says, "Speak out and you will be heard, eventually."
Yeah, here's Ultimate Sacrifice. This one has such an awesome guitar solo.
I would just say 5 and 9 are my solos.
1, 5, and 9 are my favorite solos, yeah.
Same as I was before. Now it's time
that
for me to
acoustic.
move on. Through the waters of time, from the ashes, I will rise like the morning sun. And I cannot explain the way it is. It's just something that went wrong. Deep in the core of a man's mind, I will search to find the answer to this mystery of technology we made. There is something that you have to do. While the fire shines bright, I hear the screams of all the last
Isn't it kind of this new little journey out here? I don't know, I just don't like screaming though. I like the silence.
Maybe we can just do silence.
There is about 12 minutes left of music in this song. I think we go whatever we did really have to leave by. I don't know, 16. I think we can do it. If we did those 12, yeah, I think we can do it. We can just hop back. Whatever it takes to work.
It's like closing dots, all that.
We'll go quick, yeah. So let's just go ahead and talk. We're like pressed for time on this, but we're just going to kind of talk through this. All it does in this outro bit is kind of play this music over it. I like that song. I think I give it a 9. I used to not care for it back in the day, but I think the solo is awesome, and I think it's a pretty good song. 9 or 8.5 is kind of where I'm leaning with that one.
Yeah.
What do you think, bro? Yeah, I'm gonna give that one a 7.5. This one is like probably my least favorite on the album. I think this is the weakest song for Michael Ericsson's vocals. I think some of the vocal melodies are just not as interesting as some of the others. Yeah, the solo section's good, but it's just I needed a little more.
Yeah, for being a 9-minute song, it didn't really keep me like super engaged the whole time, but there still was definitely moments I liked. I know I'm kind of debating like. I think I'm gonna also. Oh man, I liked it more than number 5. 7.5.
Cool.
Dang, maybe I give.
They did like a little like jail cell closing again, kind of like how they opened with the jail cell. You know, brain
Yeah.
cell,
Yeah.
Train cell.
Yeah, so I'm a little rushed for time, but yeah, we'll do these 2 bonus tracks real quick, and then we'll do our ending thoughts and Ray Geeks and go from there. But yeah,
So this first bonus track is called Silence. It's a reworked version of Silence from Angels Above from the first album. So yeah, let's do this. And we kind of like doing the bonus tracks because we want to share stuff that a lot of people aren't as familiar with too. You know, if there's like an obscure bonus track only in Japan or something, we like playing it so that if people are watching even this far into a video, they can hear something that maybe they haven't heard before, you know? So this soloing is pretty cool though.
great tone.
Do you remember this song from when we did it yesterday or?
Not yet.
That's alright.
It Was it towards the beginning or the end?
I think it was in the middle. Yeah.
What was the middle part again?
What was the middle?
This is some nice soloing. Yeah.
I feel like I remember this, but I don't remember.
Oh, we did the original song, not the
so
redone
this
version.
is okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I know.
I'm staring out the window. It's raining outside. The fall has caught up with me. I feel that I can't breathe. I wish I couldn't see. I lived my life through someone else. And long ago I made a choice that I thought would make a difference and lead me back on track. Silence from angels above, leaving us behind in a time when we're in need of someone to hold close to your heart.
It's cool hearing the differences.
Another leaf falling down on the ground.
I kind of don't like how they change it up from here on out. Like, so far, it's like really awesome.
I'm standing at the crossroad. I don't know what to do.
It sounds like lounge
I
rock or
will
something, you know?
live to see another day. The time has come to face the end. This is a necessary thing. 'Cause I will hold your hand and say, will you forgive me? Long ago, I made a choice that I thought would make a difference, and just leave me on silence from angels above, leaving us behind in a time when we're in need. Someone to go close to your heart. I am just another leaf falling down on the ground.
I think so, yeah. Oh, he's another leaf.
Dude, I'll give it a 9.5. I do like the original song, you know, but man, this was a great, you know, redone
Yeah.
as well. I mean, I'll give it a 9.5. Yeah, the guitar solo in the beginning and stuff. I love the lyrics, man, because it's like feeling like you're abandoned from God, or feeling like God is giving you the cold shoulder, like silence from angels above in a time when you're in need and they're quiet. That's relatable for sure. You know what I mean? And so I really love those lyrics and whatnot. Fantastic song. Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, the lounge rock part really threw me off, but other than that, dude, it was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with a 9 on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely up there, but that one part just kind of took a little bit off for me, I guess.
Yeah. I'm going 9.5 too. The intro part with the guitar solo is freaking amazing.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay. But yeah, when they start kind of, stuff like during the second verse and stuff, it kind of like,
Tonal shift.
I feel like it loses some of the reverence of the original, during that part or whatever. But at the same time, it's like they wanted to make it different. Like they didn't want to do the exact same song over and over again. So I think it still is awesome, and I like hearing the little differences and stuff. And yeah, the lyrics are amazing. Just an awesome song. The original is a perfect 10. I'd give it 9.5.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
You guys ready for the last track, Marion?
Yep, let's do it.
So this track was a bonus track on the first album. But the first album had like 3 bonus tracks in different like countries and stuff. So it was kind of like in America it had like one, Europe had one, and then Japan had a different one or whatever. So this is like the 2019 Japan like redone version. So they just put, because it's too long, instead of putting a bunch of bonus tracks on the first chapter, when they redid that album, they put Marion on this one. So that's why we're doing Marion with this one. I know nobody was really like super wondering, but I just wanted to clarify.
Check this out.
Hey, wait a minute. Why is it on the first chapter?
yeah, like, so anyways, here's Marion.
You guys got it wrong. That's not the bonus track.
This song feels like, I don't know, 80s prog or something to me. 80s prog rock metal.
It's heavy as shit.
Like the chorus reminds me of that, I guess. It's heavy as shit, man.
It was, alright.
I know. It's just funny because they just jump it out,
When a part of her left her alone.
I like these bonus tracks because the vocalists can do different countries and like.
Do you remember when she cried for a month? When the 7 winds blocked out the sun, and still the oceans lay calm, like a child in a mother's womb. In the night you can see her face.
I know it's so like dude.
She stands up high where she's lonely.
I don't know a type of face warning, but for some reason it just reminds me of that or something. I don't know. I don't know what it reminds me of.
I was born as a noble, raised to be queen, in a land where the people despise my dream. There was nothing I could do to change their minds and change yours too. So here I stand all alone, like a shadow from the past.
Stop started.
Yeah. I don't know. It just reminds me of like really early Dream Theater, really early Shadow Gallery. I don't know, something. I can't really pinpoint what it is, so that's why I keep on looking at you and it could be like, it sounds like this. But for some reason there's an old quality to this song, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I have to think about it.
this song, they're kind of just busting out. They're kind of just rocking out, you know. I'm not sure.
I like that.
Just a good riff.
Drummers should go for it.
All right,
Woo!
so Chad, you get to go first.
Yeah, that song was tricky. I was just like, yeah, dun, 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 dun. And then that's how, is it supposed to be all over the place like that?
I guess.
It's just fudging all over the place, man. But like, I definitely got lost, but I guess not in a bad way. So I'm giving it an 8.
Yeah. It does have that meaty riff. It's very meaty.
Yeah,
you know,
that
like,
crap is meaty as
very,
fudge, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like the chorus. Some of the parts kind of meander a little bit for me, though. I give it an 8. I think it's a great song, but not as strong as like
Yeah,
most of the rest of the album. Yeah.
I give it an 8 as well. This is a song I'm not really familiar with. You know, I've only heard it maybe once before tonight. You know, and so, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. I'm not sure how all the connective tissue in the song is and everything. I'd have to listen to it more, but just first impressions and stuff, I'll give it an 8.
Yeah. So should I do the scores and
Yeah,
stuff
do the
now?
scores,
Okay.
and then I'll close out the album, and you guys can do your
Share
closing
our thoughts and stuff. Okay. So I added up the scores because we're pressed for time while the song was going. So overall, Kevin gave it the highest score. He gave it a 9.18. I gave it the second highest at 9.04. And Chad gave it the lowest at 8.31. And all of our scores together give the album at 8.84.
Yeah,
So,
buddy.
pretty high, pretty good, you know.
Pretty good. It was enjoyable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to share your closing thoughts first, Chad? Then I'll do mine, and then Kevin close out the video.
Yeah, it's it's always a bummer because I feel like a lot of stuff I show you guys are like, oh fudge. But then you guys are showing me some stuff that I'm like, dude, eventually I think this is a band that I'm gonna be able to get into. Just right now I'm kind of listening to like other stuff right now, but I mean we talked about this before, as soon as I get like a way to listen to more stuff like this, like when I get my hard drive and all that other crap.
Yeah.
I think this is probably a band that I don't know, you guys been pushing pretty hard, and I think I'm gonna go for it. Yeah, like I definitely enjoyed it. I mean, yeah, it was a high freaking score, and I didn't give like any crappy ratings, so I did enjoy it. And I feel like I'm getting a little better at like not wanting to hurt your feelings and like, well, I guess I'll give it an 8. Like I think I'm getting past that finally, but yeah, but at first listen, I feel like that's a pretty good score. And
Like you feel like you're giving how you accurately.
yeah,
I see.
like just
No sympathy
me, yeah.
votes.
No, yeah, none of that crap, dude. None of that
Yeah.
crap. But yeah, so I did enjoy the album. It's definitely prog metal and power metal are definitely genres I want to jump more into. And I'm glad you guys are kind of showing me like the gems, the best of the best. So
Yeah.
Real quick, is this album a little darker than you thought it'd be, or not dark enough?
no, like both, but yeah, a bit of both. Yeah, like because I did like the subject. There's even like songs that reminded me of like when you said Havoc, it reminded me of Havoc. There's a song called Nightmare, and one of the songs on there really reminded me of that, like lyrically and stuff. But I did enjoy. I enjoyed it, and I lean more towards the darker stuff too, like darker subject matter. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways.
Cool. Yeah, I think the album's a masterpiece. I think I like 9 and maybe Havoc, and I don't know. All three of these are like so close together. I don't know which one I like the most, but I just this album's just really awesome, and I hope that people don't kind of just dismiss it as more prog metal, because it's not just about like technical playing and whatnot. These guys know how to write really good songs too, you know, and I feel like that's evident in a lot of these tracks. They're great songwriters too, not just great instrumentalists. And everybody, I enjoy everybody. Especially the guitarist and the vocals the most, but the keyboards were awesome. Like everybody did a great job on this album. So I'm glad we went through it.
Yeah, I'm glad we went through it as well. It's we'll get to some more music and stuff and I enjoy doing this and whatnot. I love Circus Maximus. Hopefully we can get another album sometime down the road, but you know, we'll just see, you know. But yeah, great album. Thanks for joining us and everything. I've pretty much said my piece for this album, you know. I'm gonna love this album for forever, you know, and so yeah, thanks for watching everybody, and Forgotten Legends of Sound.
Signing off. See you later. Say something for the record.
Hold your record. Hold your people.
Tell the people how you feel.